The crypto space never disappoints, and these last couple of weeks have been no exception. BTC tickled its old all-time highs, and Ethereum 2.0's beacon chain, well,
It's alive! It's alive!
Facebook's Libra project is back in the news, and you will never guess who's next in line to get on the crypto train. All of this bullishness and more in this week's Exodus Crypto News. Welcome back, everyone. It's the first Friday in December, and so much has happened in the last 2 weeks.
You get to drink from the fire hose!
We had to work really hard to trim our weekly news roundup down to a digestible entree.
What is a McDonald's Happy Meal made of?
If it's your first time here, please smash that like button and remember to subscribe to the channel. There's no surprise the Bitcoin breakout has been getting a lot of attention from the mass media. Everybody from CNBC to Reuters is covering the Bitcoin bull run and making the claim that Bitcoin has actually broken the previous all-time high. According to the media, once you average the all-time high price of Bitcoin from different exchanges in 2017, what you actually get is something like a peak price of $19,800, which we've now obviously surpassed. Be that as it may, we're willing to bet that everyone in the crypto community is actually waiting for the big round number of $20,000. Even if the true all-time high was somewhere around 19,800, most Bitcoin holders are saving their champagne and fireworks for 20K. We haven't hit it yet, but based on current price action, it seems like it could happen almost any day now. For example, the BTC price dipped down to $16,300 over the Thanksgiving holiday, but within days it was all the way back up to $19,500. There's obviously some serious buying pressure here, and it wouldn't take too much to push Bitcoin into the 20,000s. How are you going to celebrate? Let us know where the party is, and we can talk about whether it's a good time to sell or if you're holding for 100,000. Bitcoin is not the only shining star this week. After years of development, the Ethereum 2.0 beacon chain has finally launched. For those who haven't been keeping track of this, the beacon chain is the phase 0 for the proof of stake consensus mechanism on the Ethereum network. Ethereum investors have been talking about staking for years, so it's super exciting to see that it's finally been happening. The reason it took so long to build is that this is actually a brand new technology that literally didn't exist until now. As awesome as this launch is though, it's only the first stage of the Ethereum 2.0 upgrade. As of right now, the beacon chain is fully functional, but it doesn't actually do anything. All of the people staking are just approving empty blocks, and the staking mechanism won't actually replace proof of work on Ethereum until sometime in, wait for it, still waiting, the end of 2021 or 2022. If you want to get in on the cutting edge, running your own validator will cost you 32 ETH and you'll need the appropriate hardware. However, exchanges like Binance and Coinbase have already announced that they'll enable staking for their users. So whether you want to stake yourself or stake via an exchange, there's now a way to do it. And if you're curious about the ETH 2.0 roadmap, click the banner at the top to see our in-depth explainer. If you've heard about the S&P before, it's probably the S&P 500. And that's just one part of what the S&P does though. S&P stands for Standard & Poor's, a financial services company that provides all sorts of services and data. The huge news this week is that the S&P has announced that they'll be providing crypto indices starting in 2021. Basically, a crypto index is like price feed data for institutions. And here's why that's important. Let's say you want to create a Bitcoin ETF. Awesome, everybody's been waiting for it. But where will you get the price feed for Bitcoin's price? Will it come from Coinbase? Will it come from Binance? Will it come from Gemini? Or will it be some average of various exchanges? Instead of figuring out the price feed problem, institutions will be able to use the official data from the S&P Crypto Index. Having an official price feed will make it a lot easier for institutions to get involved in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, whether it's an ETF or a derivatives product or anything else that needs a good price feed. In the smart contract world, this is what's known as an oracle. Now you know. So this announcement is another big step towards the institutional adoption of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Fingers crossed that this may be one of the things that finally convinces the SEC to grant a Bitcoin ETF. And now for a little flashback. When the Libra Association first announced their intention to release the Libra cryptocurrency, the backlash was so extreme that the project was quickly forced to abandon all hope of ever going live. That was more than a year ago, and we haven't heard much about Libra since then. Well, Libra's back now, and it's returned from the dead with a new name, Diem. So why the name change? It seems like the project is attempting to distance itself from Facebook. One of the things that became clear about the Libra project is that while regulators and politicians objected to a private company creating a stablecoin backed by a basket of currencies, the real problem was that it was Facebook doing it. So even though Libra claimed to be independent of Facebook, regulators were obviously concerned that it wasn't distant enough. Renaming the new currency to Diem is a further attempt to distance the coin from Facebook. It's not just the name that's changing either. The entire function of the coin is changing as well. Instead of being backed by a basket of currencies, the new coin will essentially just be a dollar-backed stablecoin similar to USDC. In this context, Diem coin isn't that revolutionary. Tether, problematic as it may be, has been around forever, and we've had access to the more reliable and trustworthy USDC for years. The one big advantage that Diem could have, though, is access to Facebook's user base. Diem will be supported by the Novi wallet, which is integrated with Facebook. So that could get tens of millions of people using crypto who might not have chosen to use a coin like USDC. What effect will this have on the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem, and how will Diem trade on exchanges remains to be seen. We'll definitely keep an eye on this though, and let you know more as the story develops. 2021 is shaping up to be an epic year for crypto. Here are the 3 things that we're looking forward to. A few more than 3 actually, like more articles on the Exodus blog. Seriously, check it out. A higher subscribe ratio on this channel. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Number 1, alt season. Number 2, big BTC prices. And finally, number 3, the killer dApp. Thanks for watching, everyone, and make sure to say hi to the team in the comments, and we'll see you back next week with the curated hits from the crypto world. Until next time, hold on.